Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today I thought I'd take you through some of the maps that the volunteers and the authorities have been searching. On EPC Sheriff's Twitter page, they said that they won't be doing any on-camera interviews for the time being, and they also said that large groups has been suspended, but there are smaller search teams still looking for Gannon. Now, yesterday in a statement, the El Paso County Sheriff said that there was 4 horse-mounted deputies, 2 dog teams, 52 volunteers and law enforcement officers, and they also said they had new equipment to go over a location they had already gone through. And that equipment was sonar equipment, which you can see right here. There's a few points of interest I'm going to talk about and show you on the maps from the last few days. Now, the search has been narrowed down to Big Johnson Reservoir and also along Fontaine Boulevard. So the 3 points I'm going to show you is Big Johnson Reservoir. I'm also going to show you they had reports of being at Mill National Training Center near Mark Sheffel and Bradley. And the other one I'm going to show you is along LaFontaine Boulevard and the cross street of Powers, or North Powers, I believe it's called. Now, the drive from the Stauch's home to Big Johnson Reservoir is only a 7-minute drive, so it's really not that far. And what I found interesting was a psychic only a few days ago said to recheck the area around LaFontaine. And here's what the picture looks like where he said, and it just gave me shivers to know that I saw yesterday that that's where they were concentrating on. And when I looked at Big Johnson Reservoir, I kind of wanted to know what was the appeal. Do people go there? Is there trails? And there was trails. I found it on alltrails.com, and they talked about the reservoir not being there, but then yesterday they were talking about it being frozen, so I'm assuming there's water again. And I also read about the trails, and they said it's flat, fairly flat. They said there was a lot of prairie dogs, and they also mentioned rattlesnakes in there. So I know the family liked to go hiking, although we know that Gannon had a stomach ache that morning. But it was interesting to me just to see that there is trails. Maybe Tisha wanted him to go for a walk to feel better. Just putting it out there. I don't believe that's what it is, but hey. Like I mentioned, the psychic, he said, look again, go back, look again in this area. This is what I have. And there will be updates, I'm sure, if he has any more info. And I wonder if he's actually working with them now that he has this information. I'd be curious to know, but it looks like they're in that area, what he's been saying. When I checked the weather this morning, it said it was -3 degrees, and it also said that Colorado Springs had gotten anywhere from 1 inch of snow to 5.5 inches of snow. So that's quite a bit of snow. It says depending on where you are in Colorado Springs, but it said the more north you go, the more they got. So I'm curious, if you do live in Colorado Springs, let me know below what you guys actually got today, because 1 to 5.5 inches is quite a bit. So if you are near where Gannon lives, then let me know. So then I thought, well, what about the street cameras, right? And I went to go look online, and of course, Gannon doesn't live in Colorado Springs. He lives just southeast to that. So when I was on the Colorado Springs website, it pulled up a whole bunch of traffic cameras, but not in that area. So I'm not sure if maybe there's another website where it has that on there. I'm going to do some more snooping, or if she lucked out and there was no traffic cameras. But then also thinking about cameras, we know the neighbor has a camera because of his video evidence and seeing the red truck and Tisha coming out to the truck, and also with Gannon, and then coming home without Gannon. But that got me thinking, because I have read that many people said there's a lot of ring cameras on Gannon Street. So it got me thinking, well, if that street has a lot, there's most likely a lot more that has it. But I took a little Google drive on Google Maps today. Now, I understand that their area isn't shown, but I did go along LaFontaine to see what's around there. And it's pretty much open field, unless it's been updated, but there's quite a bit of open field as you go along to Big Johnson Reservoir. But before they come out, I know it's not a lot of streets, but I wonder where they can actually detect where Tisha left and the times if she stopped in between or whatnot. But then if she was going on LaFontaine, which makes me think she is that's why they're concentrating on that area, she came out and went on LaFontaine wherever she had gone after that, and maybe that's why there's the radius. Now, it has been said that they've been using the tips provided to narrow down that search to that area. So I'm not sure why they didn't use a big search group today, and making sure not to go on camera. So I'm wondering if something's going down, but it could not be. It could just be that they're just concentrating on one area and this is all they need so they don't convolute it. So that gives Tisha quite a bit of time if it's only in that 7-minute radius, really 10 minutes of what happened that day, because we saw Gannon at 10:15 approximately and she came home at 2:15 approximately. So they said about 4 hours of that footage. Now, what's interesting too is we only get that snippet, right? We get that snippet from the 4 minutes it takes for her to leave, and then when she comes home. The curious thing about that is there has to be more video of after that, right? I mean, the daughter would have to come home, and what did she come home in? And did Tisha go somewhere else also after that? The other thing I also think about is the phone. Did Tisha have her phone with her as she's going? Can she be tracked? Did she conveniently leave it at home? Did something happen where she was legit actually backing up so that Gannon didn't have to walk very far to get into that truck, but he just wasn't feeling well, so she backed up so it could be the closest door for him, and was legit taking care of him, and something happened along the way. Another thing I was thinking about is she seemed pretty angry, right, on her interview, and she seemed pretty angry at the whole family. So the other thing I started thinking about, I wonder if he was in the vehicle and something happened and she maybe was teaching him a lesson, like get out and walk, and something happened. We don't know, right? But the bottom line is she's lying. That's the bottom line. I mean, if you put yourself in her shoes, okay, as an innocent person, if you were in her position, wouldn't you do whatever it took and put all your BS aside and be like, you know what? Everybody's mad at right now, but that doesn't matter. Because not once, not one time did she say, where is he? Where could he be? Oh my gosh, where is he? Not once, not one time. And that's what makes me, and along with all of you guys, super, super angry, is there was not one mention like, dear God, I don't even know where he is. Where could he be? I don't know. And sure, she wasn't supposed to talk about it, right? But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that she could probably say, where did he go? So it's not looking good for her. I was really hoping with some sort of update today. I find it, maybe it's just me, I find it a little off that there isn't even an update at all, other than them saying they won't be doing any more on-camera interviews and for the time being, and also that the large numbers has gone to small. So that I could see, it's just maybe narrowing it down. If you do want to volunteer, make sure that you have to click an application form to be vetted that you can. They want to make sure for everybody's safety. And I'm going to put up the phone number too for the tips if you do have a tip, no matter how small. Like, just think of that day on Monday. If you live in the neighborhood, if you saw maybe a red truck go by or something. I mean, this happens a lot where you think, nah, that's nothing, and then it actually is something. So make sure though that it's something that you did see, because as they say, you don't want to call it in with a tip. They think that's something you saw, and then you're just, thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud on here, that's okay, but I'm not going to call the cops and say, hey, so I was thinking maybe you need to go here and there, right? If you have any other info for me to do, please message me at itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com, and also I will put that in the description below. And let me know also in the comments below what you would like to see me cover in this case, and I can go and dive deeper. Please share this video, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click that notification bell so that you could be notified when I come out with my next video. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.